Wherever you may be and however you may be listening live in Los Angeles, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. Joy Taylor is joining me. Everybody from Nick Wright, Joel Klatt, Steven Jackson, Tom Verducci, Jason Whitlock. Today we are absolutely packed. Today it's great to have you. Dodgers, Brewers after us. Clayton Kershaw throwing for the Dodgers. Crucial game in that series. Joy, how are you?
I'm great. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, there's a lot of different things today I could talk about. I've got a million things in front of me today I want to talk about, but I just want to start talking about something that I thought this happened late last night, and the NBA was trolling, and I don't think they meant to. They were unintentionally almost mean-spirited to one of their stars, almost cruel to one of their stars. So we know when Westbrook and KD got a divorce, we know that KD won. KD chose royalty over loyalty. Kevin Durant now is better than Westbrook. He's got a better coach than Westbrook. He's in a cooler city than Westbrook. He is still growing as a player. Westbrook is plateaued. 9 months from now, Kevin Durant's a free agent, going to have all sorts of options, whereas Westbrook is tied to one team. KD won the divorce. Okay, he won the divorce. But there's no reason to rub it in. A lot of times in divorce, she does better than you. You do better than her. But last night, we know that Kevin Durant's won the divorce. He's got options in 9 months. He got the better coach. He got the better teammates. He got the rings. He got the finals MVP. He can get out of the first round. But last night was rubbing it in. They had a ring ceremony. And I'm sitting there watching the ring ceremony, and they gave Kevin Durant his ring last. So Russell Westbrook in street clothes, not playing. It's one thing to get dumped. Kevin Durant dumped Westbrook. It's one thing to get dumped by your girlfriend. It's another thing that she upgrades to a stud muffin. It's another thing if you're forced to go to the wedding and watch the ring ceremony as you hand out champagne spritzers. That was brutal. Westbrook had to sit and watch that? Bad news. I mean, he might as well have been outside parking cars in the reception. That was brutal. That was brutal. And here's the thing. The NBA didn't mean to do it, but I'm sitting there watching that thing, and I'm thinking to myself, God, that was like rubbing it in your face. And by the way, everybody tells me these guys get along. It's fine. It's no big deal. The third play of the game, after this ring ceremony, here's what happened.
We all heard about KD and Russ. Well, after KD just blocked the shot of Steven Adams on that end, he looked at Russ Westbrook, and those two had some words. Always competitive, ready to go at each other. I was like, why isn't he running down the court? And look who's there standing on the bench, tight jeans and a coat. That man Westbrook, one of the toughest workers in the business.
In the history of the NBA, there have been a lot of players who played together and then went their separate ways, like Kobe and Shaq. Shaq won it early. Then later, Kobe kind of won it late. But they've both gone on to good lives. I think in the history of NBA star divorces, celebrity divorces, Hollywood has a lot, sports has a few, this is the most one-sided ever. Kevin Durant is getting fit for MVP of the Finals rings right in front of a physically wearing down Russell Westbrook. And in 9 months, Kevin Durant could go to the Lakers. He'd go anywhere. Everybody was going to want him. Minnesota's going to want him. Lakers going to want him. Phoenix going to want him. Golden State's going to still want him. Portland's going to want him. Knicks going to want him. Miami's going to want him. Celtics would take him. I mean, this is the most lopsided divorce in league history. And that Westbrook, NBA didn't try to intentionally be trolls. He had to sit through that thing, watch that thing, deal with that thing. That's brutal. That is, you got dumped. She married a stud. Go to the wedding and watch the ring ceremony. In fact, park cars outside of the reception. I'm telling you right now, Westbrook hated last night. He'll never admit he hated last night. And Durant loved last night. Absolutely loved it. The most lopsided divorce in NBA history. Many of you didn't see it. It was late last night. A lot of good sports on TV tonight, today. Later today, Dodgers, Brewers. Okay, New York, the Giants are a mess. We got Odell calling out Eli, and Eli defending Eli, and Odell defending Odell. And now the owner, John Mara of the Giants, has stepped in and is essentially defending Eli here. They've fined Odell Beckham for comments, and now here's John Mara, the owner, talking about Odell's comments and Odell basically being Odell recently.
I wish he would create the headlines by his play on the field as opposed to what he says and does off the field. I think he needs to do a little more playing, a little less talking.
Wow. He's your new franchise guy. You know what this is, don't you? This is chasing your mistake in April. That's all this is. The owner didn't have the guts on that April night. The owner, John Mara, is upset, but this could all be alleviated if Sam Darnold was a New York Giant. By the way, the New York Jets are 3-3. They don't have a star receiver like Odell. They don't have a star back like Saquon Barkley. They don't have a left tackle as good as Nate Solder. They haven't spent that kind of money on free agents on defense. But the Jets are going to own this city for a decade. And now the owner is upset with the star receiver because the owner didn't have the guts on a April night. You remember the moment. We all watched the moment. This was the moment.
Sam Darnold is now there for the drafting by the Giants or somebody to come up and get him. It could be the Jets. It could be the Broncos. The Giants might give pause and go ahead and choose that young man out of USC. The New York Giants have not traded this pick. They have made it. Could it be Sam Darnold? Could it be Saquon Barkley? This is a linchpin pick of the 2018 draft.
With the second pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Saquon Barkley, running back, Penn State.
Well, what it tells you right off the bat is that Dave Gettleman did not believe that any of the quarterbacks left on the board were a franchise quarterback.
Now, that's not necessarily all it told me. It told me the owner didn't want to draft a quarterback. And Sam Darnold, ironically now, shares the same facility, could be wearing blue, he's wearing green, and will be for 15 years. The owner now is upset with the star player who was kind of a disruptor, kind of talkative, kind of a showboat, little bit of a diva, super talented, before the contract. And now the owner's mad after the contract, and Odell Beckham hasn't changed one bit. This is chasing your mistake in April. By the way, with very, 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 very few exceptions, only one position in the NFL, quarterback, changes outcomes. If you look at the teams right now who are struggling in the locker room and with, quote, Titans, Dallas, Giants, Jacksonville, Raiders, they got outcome problems because they got quarterback problems. They got quarterbacks underachieving. Saquon Barkley changes stats. He does not change outcomes. Saquon Barkley against Philadelphia had 9 catches for 99 yards, had 133 yards rushing, and the Giants scored 13 points. When the Jets running backs have a big night, the Jets have twice scored over 40 and 3 times over 30 in 6 games. Saquon Barkley is a great player, and he'll give you great stats. But stats don't change locker rooms. Outcomes do. And Sam Darnold and the 3-3 Jets, without a star receiver, without a star back, without a star left tackle, with a below-average offensive line, without spending a fortune on defensive free agents, without a new offensive shiny coach, are 3-3, and the quotes coming from the Jets are optimistic and positive and one direction, and the owner likes the quarterback, and the owner likes the receivers, and the receivers like the quarterback, and everybody's getting along. Come on, John Mara. Odell Beckham hasn't changed one iota. You didn't have the guts in April to make the move. You knew Eli was getting bad 4 years ago. But you bench him, and everybody freaks out, and oh my God, it's the Manning family, and the press doesn't like me, and radio's ripping me, and let's take a running back. Quarterbacks change outcomes. You got an outcome problem because you have a quarterback problem. Odell Beckham is exactly who he's always been. He's not the issue. Coming up next, I strongly defend agitators. NBA agitators, baseball agitators, and football agitators, plus Nick Wright's coming up. Listen, in sports, there are smart moves and not so smart moves. Making sure to get to practice on time, that is a smart. By the way, Odell gets to practice on time. Parking in the coach's spot. Don't park in Belichick's spot. That would not be smart. Same is true when you're hiring. Smart ways and not so smart ways to get it done. Job sites that overwhelm you with a bunch of wrong resumes, not smart. But ZipRecruiter, they find the right candidates. Okay, they have powerful matching technology. They scan hundreds of thousands of resumes. They identify people with the education, skills, and experience for your job, and then they actively invite them to apply to you. So you not only get a candidate, you get a qualified candidate really fast. It's rated #1 by employers in the U.S. Right now, my listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/HERD. ZipRecruiter.com/herd. If you're looking for a smart way to find the right talent quickly for your team, education, experience, and more, it's the smartest way to hire with matching technology. ZipRecruiter.com/HERD. Use them today.
NLCS today on FS1. Brewers, Dodgers, Game 5.